Bigman4ever, coming at you with another video. So, excuse me for my blanket. It's kind of chilly in here because, you know, AC is running and stuff like that. So I'm trying to make sure I'm cool and shit while I'm giving y'all this good-ass content. So, now, I already gave y'all night one of how I would book SummerSlam night one. So, now I'm going to give y'all my point of view on how I would book night two, the last night of SummerSlam. Now, mind you, I don't work for WWE. I'm not Triple H, Paul Levesque. I don't work. I'm not for TKO. I'm not none of that. This is just me, a West Baltimore fan, telling y'all how I would book WWE SummerSlam night two. Now, let's get started. Let's get cracking. All right, so the first match I would start it off with, you know, even though, you know, I'm a fan of both of these guys, you know, for the sorts, I think that, you know, the first match to start off night two should be a big banger. Start it off with a bang. I think that it should be the rematch between Jey Uso and Gunther. Now, mind you, Gunther already has a match set in stone in Atlanta, Georgia with Goldberg. We already know that. But Jey Uso already said that he wants next. And I think that before he gets next, he's probably going to get his match out of the way because Triple H wants to get, you know, all of that stuff with Jey Uso, getting his rematch and stuff like that out of the way. I would be a big component of that. I don't think that Triple H is going to give him a match before they give give him a match after Goldberg. I think that they're going to give it to him before and get him out of the way. So, you know, all the fans get all they griping and moaning and complaining about Jey Uso not getting in the main event matches. So that gives him something to do at SummerSlam. Now, it's a possibility he might be doing something totally different. I could be wrong about this booking decision, but I think that if he has his rematch, I think what better place to do it than SummerSlam. Now, we already know I think Gunther's going to come out with the winner because I feel like, you know, they're not going to let him lose the title. And I feel like at SummerSlam, the biggest show of the summer, they got to give him something to do. And who would be a better opponent for him than Jey Uso? So that's what I would say to start off night two. Now, night two with the second match, I'm going to say I think that Jade Cargill is going to end up winning the Queen of the Ring tournament. I don't think that anybody's really big on seeing Asuka winning it, even though I'm a fan of Asuka and I want to see Asuka win because she just came back from, you know, being out for a long period of time. I think that Jade Cargill is going to finally get her time to shine in the main event. And I think that Jade is going to find a way to, you know, I think she's going to pick Tiffany Stratton. It's crazy. My mind is shooting blank. I forgot. I think Io is still the women's world champion at this time. I could be wrong, but I haven't really seen her on Raw. If I have, now, mind you, I don't watch Raw all the way through, so she could have been on the show. I haven't seen it that much, but I haven't really seen her in any big programs and stuff like that. They might give an audible and have Io fight Jade. I don't think that Roxanne Perez is really ready to be in the main event right now. I could be wrong. I'm a fan of Roxanne Perez also. But I think that Jade is her time to shine because she's been there for a year, almost a year, I think. Either she's been there a year or almost a year. I think that it's time for Triple H and TKO to really, you know, shoot the gun with this situation and finally get her, you know, to the next level. Finally have her fighting for a world title. I think that she's going to pick Tiffany Stratton. If she fights Tiffany Stratton, I think they're going to have a great match. I think that Tiffany's going to be able to carry Jade and have like a, you know, a nice match. I think that, you know, if it depends on what Tiffy time does. If Tiffy wants to go out there and have a banger, she'll have a banger with Jade. Now, if she wants to go out there and play, you know, wrestling by numbers and not really showing out the way she can really do that I know she can, we might have a stink on our hands because I don't feel like Jade is really, you know, she's getting there as far as in-ring ability, but I don't think that she's really gotten to her own yet to where this point, like, she could be an effortless wrestler with less botches and stuff like that. I think that, you know, she's still green and she's still learning. It depends on her dance partner. If her dance partner does great, she'll have a great match. If her dance partner just goes out there and just basically just, you know, goes out there and just shows that she's not really into it, we might have a stink on our hands, like I said. Now, I think that in the outcome of this match, I think that Jade is going to win because I feel like if Tiffany has it, I think that Tiffany has really ran her course as champion. I could be wrong. I've really been thinking that, you know, her matches, besides the match that she had with Charlotte, has been really lackluster. I think that, you know, it's time to see, you know, people are really ready to see a new women's champion. And I think that it's time for a change. So I think that Jade will probably win it. Now, I think that the Swerve is going to come along in that match. I think that after Jade wins, I think that Nia is going to interfere, basically trying to beat both of them up. And then the end wall, and the end of it all, you know, Jade is, you know, really messed up, really hurting, and really, you know, done for. After this big, long, grueling match, I think Nia will just have a way with both of them. And I think that a big shock will happen. Naomi will come out there and cash in. I don't think there's going to be really any stopping that situation. I think she's going to do away with Nia, probably hit her with a briefcase or something like that. And I think that Naomi will probably beat Jade for the title. And I think that they'll probably go off to have a big program with Jade and Naomi for the WWE Women's Championship. I think that's probably going to be the best thing bet right at this point. Next, a match that I'm not really interested in, so I'm just going to basically just tell you, I think it's going to be the Wyatt Six. I think they're going to win this Friday coming up, win the tag titles from Street Profits, because, you know, I just don't really, the way Triple H has been booking tag teams has not really been a big fan of. For me personally, I haven't been a really big fan of it. But, you know, I think Wyatt Six is coming back hot. I think they're going to be doing some things. I think that, you know, they don't need the belts, but I feel like Triple H probably feels like, why don't we just give another tag team belt and just do hot potato with the tag belts like we've been doing for the last couple of months between the Machine Guns, the Street Profits, DIY, and, you know, etc. So I'm not really interested in this match. You know, it is what it is. I think that, you know, probably Wyatt Six will retain with some interference of some other tag teams, probably frax him on one of them, and probably move into another program. Like I said, I'm not really interested in this. Now, the last match, I think they will probably be, well, no, my fault. The second, the next match on this card, I think that towards the end, because I think that both of these pay-per-views are probably going to have 5 matches minimum. 6 if you're going out there to where it's going to be like a real big match. I think it'll probably be LA Knight versus Seth Rollins. Like I said, it'll probably be Vision interfering. Seth Rollins will come out the victor. I don't think that Triple H is really going to change his way of booking LA Knight. It's probably going to be having him just deal with adversity, and then finally we'll have a big win from LA Knight. Now the main event. I think that Cody Rhodes is going to win the King of the Ring. I don't think Jey Uso is going to beat Cody. I think that Triple H has probably done all that he can do with Jey Uso, and I feel like he has reached his turning point with, Jey Uso, and I feel like he's on to the next big thing. And I think that the big match that's written in stone is going to be Cody Rhodes gunning to go after Cena and avenge his WrestleMania loss. I think that Cena and Cody are going to probably have a better match than they had at WrestleMania Night 2. I think that this match is going to be a real good one. I think that it might be a little swerve there. I think that Cody's going to win it. Now, the swerve comes in. I think that Seth might cash in. You might have some interference from the Vision. I think that Roman might come back. It's no possibility. I mean, it's a possibility of everything. Like I said, I think it is going to be better than it was the first time. With Cena right now, I'm not really a big fan of his heel run. You know, the IWC thinks differently. I'm going to do a video about that. My criticism of the IWC as far as they look at John Cena's heel run. But I think that Cena probably doesn't need the title right now. I think he's just going to be going off just having like good matches with other people that way he really doesn't need to be champion right now. And I think Cody's probably going to go off to his next level as far as like going off against Seth and guys like that and have a program with Seth down the line. Like I said, that's the end of it. I think that, you know, I think that's probably the best bet of how Night 2 is going to go. Like I said, I don't work for WWE. I'm not Triple H, Paul Levesque. I'm not TKO, but I'm just a West Baltimore wrestling fan. I just want to give y'all some insight on it. But I think that's how it's going to go Night 2. And I think that pretty much that's how the whole card is going to go, how I wrote it up on the notes. And I just want to say thank y'all. Hopefully y'all like the video, support it, and have a nice day.